So we can sing our removal with Ariel. It's going to remove their genie. They have to discard a card. It was the fox. Good deal.
NANI?!
Today we're playing a pretty standard version of the Undersea deck. The Under the Sea is in reference to this song card right here. It's an 8-cost song that you can sing together. That means multiple of your characters can add their cost to see if they can get up to 8 and then sing this song. The ability of the song is put all opposing characters with 2 strength or less on the bottom of their player's deck in any order. It's a good deal because you're going to make their characters 2 strength or less with the Kita card. The Kita says when you play this character, all characters get -3 strength until the start of your next turn. So if you have her down, they're going to be negative. You sing with a couple of your cards like Ariel and another 3-cost card, maybe a Diablo, and then you put them to the bottom of their deck. Then you can discard their cards with action cards like You Have Forgotten Me, one of my favorite cards. It can proc the Prince John to draw 2 cards. We have lots of other fun discard cards like the Bare Necessities. They show us their hand, and if they have a card that's not a character card, boom, we get to choose and discard. It doesn't matter if it's a location, song, or item, we get to get rid of it. And then Sudden Chill, they just have to choose and discard one. The You're Welcome can either let us remove them, or we can draw cards ourselves. It says shuffle chosen character, item, or location into their player's deck. That player draws 2 cards. So if they draw 2 cards, then we have stuff to discard. We want to give them stuff to discard, because when we discard, we prosper. We have the We Don't Talk About Bruno cards, and then also the new song card from Azurite Sea, the Heffalumps and Woozles. Chosen opposing character can quest during their next turn and draw a card. Incredible value. Drawing cards is a good deal for me, and we are going to be able to draw some cards together. And then we have the Hidden Cove. If you want more willpower, you want more strength, move your characters to Hidden Cove. We'll play this deck together on Inktable by going to menu, export, Inktable, and play on Inktable. Things that we learned in this video: Diablo and Ariel is all you need on board to do the Wombo combo. That's right, they cost 8 together, and that's what you need for Under the Sea. Number 2, Under the Sea is actually pretty consistent. I use it many times in this video. And number 3, you can deck out with this deck, so be careful. And we prove it to you in this video. At the end, we're going to lose by not being able to draw any more cards. Zooga booga. This deck list is in the description of this video. We are going against an Elsa Fossa deck. That's right, the Elsa and Mufasas, the purple yellows. So we need to think about how we're going to counter them. We know that they play a whole lot of character cards, so we don't really need Bare Necessities. But if we use it, we can bounce them with Muses. We do get Paint the Roses red. It looks like we want to maybe save one of these to shift our Diablo, but maybe not. Maybe we don't want a lot of these cards. We like our Ursula, we like our Diablo, and we like our Hidden Cove. We get Bare Necessities, which we are going to go ahead and ink right away, and then play our Hidden Cove. We get to pass the turn. Maybe we should have kept it so we could shift this, but we don't. We have the Olaf. We get another Bare Necessities. We're going to go ahead and ink our Bare Necessities. We will get to play our Ursula card. We get to look at their hand, see if they have a song card. They don't. They only play 1 song card in this deck and its friends on the other side. And then we will get to pass the turn. They have Olaf. We're not scared of Olaf. They have 2. They have a Diablo, the bird, and a Rafiki, which now we're scared to quest our Ursula, because if we do, then this Rafiki can take it out. We get a Sir Hiss, but we want to play one of these good cards this turn. So we will ink our Creaky and play Diablo. We're going to play Ariel. We get to look at the top 4, find a song card there. We get Sudden Chill. We're going to put that into our hand. Looks good to me. We can not do anything else. We were kind of thinking that we should move and then challenge, but we can do that later times. We'll pass. And then we're almost ready to sing Under the Sea. We just need 1 more character on board to be able to do that. That's Dry. They have a crab that's going to give plus power to the Olaf to do 4 damage to our Hidden Cove. They quest with their bird, and now it's our turn. We can play our Diablo. We can ink our Sir Hiss, so we can move Diablo to Cove. And next turn, we're set to sing Under the Sea. And then it'll just leave the Merlin crab on the board. We're passing the turn. That's what we got going for us. They play a fox to bounce a card. They didn't even bother to quest it or anything. They take out our hidden cove with the fox. And now we need a little bit of an answer for the fox. They're questing a whole bunch. They're up at 5. They ink a card. Do they play a card? They quest their monkey. Rafiki. We get a You Have Forgotten Me. We have a Sudden Chill. And we have a Bruno. So we can clear their whole board and make them discard 1. All we have to do is ink a card. If we ink Sudden Chill, then we can save this for next turn. We like that. We are going to all sing together. Just these 2. We're going to sing with Ariel and Diablo. That's enough. That's 8 singer. To remove those 3 cards to the bottom of their deck. Looks good to me. And then we get to play. We don't talk about Bruno. To bounce their Madam Fox to their hand, they have to discard a card. It is the Crab, which isn't best because they could play the Fox next turn. And then we will get to quest for 1 big one. They're at 6, we're at 1, but we have a couple of good characters. When they draw a card, we're going to get to draw a card with our Diablo, the Devoted Herald. We get another removal card for them. It's Genie. We get to draw a card when they draw a card, and we know that they have a Fox in hand. We get a Sir Hiss, we have a removal, and we have some discard for them. So we can sing our removal with Ariel. It's going to remove their Genie. They have to discard a card. It was the Fox, good deal. And then we can play the You Have Forgotten Me action card. It's going to remove 2 of their cards from their hand. Love to see it. And then we get to sing with Ursula to make them discard the last card. Just like that, they're fully discarded. It was Chernobog, which is a great deal because they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters in their discard. They would have been able to play Chernobog next turn. We wouldn't have been able to deal with that smoke. We get to quest with our Diablo, the Devoted Herald, and we are sitting pretty. The Under the Sea Wombo combos did its job. We're sitting pretty. We get to draw a card when they draw a card. Love to see it. It's Painting the Roses Red. We get to play both of our Sir Hisses. Sir Hiss, welcome to the battlefield. And the same with Sir Hiss. Welcome to the battlefield. We are going to quest our Ursula. We probably shouldn't quest Ariel in case they have a rushing character to take it out. But you already know that here at Readysetink, we quest our Ariels. We're up at 4, ink, lore. And then we are going to quest our Diablo, the Devoted Herald. Get up to 5, and then we'll pass the turn. When they draw a card, we draw a card with our Diablo. They have a Peter Pan, and that's who we were scared of doing some damage. They're going to be able to take out our Diablo. RIPs in the chat. The bird gone too soon. Up to 2 chosen characters get -1 strength this turn. Draw a card. So we can give this negative strength. It has evasive, though. This has evasive, but I could give it 2 negative strengths, and then I could be okay to challenge into it. So I'm going to play this. I get to draw a card and get negative strength there. Up to 2. That's the only one I know how to do. I get to draw a card. If I sing this with Ursula, I can do the negative strength there, only to 1. And then I get to draw a card. I have Under the Sea for next turn. And then now that this has -2 strength, my snake can safely challenge into it and take no damage. And then I get to play the Ursula to see if they have a friend on the other side. They have a Rapunzel gifted with healing. We can quest our Ariel and quest our snake because we know that if they get a Madam M Fox the next turn, they couldn't play a 4-cost song, a 4-cost character Rapunzel, and a 3-cost Fox. That'd be 7 ink. They could only have 5 ink that they play if they play 2 cards. And then we get to pass. If they play a small strength character, we get to bounce it to the bottom of their deck. It is your welcome. So that's going to let us draw 2 cards. And we can sing it with Ariel. So we will quest Ursula. We will sing the You're Welcome with Ariel to shuffle in the Ursula, and then we get to draw 2 cards. Don't mind if I do. It's Diablo, and we don't talk about Bruno. I can Bruno this, and they'd have to discard, and we kind of like that more than playing both of these. Do we? No. Yeah, we'll play our Diablo, and we'll play our Sir Hiss. It's fine if they get 2 lore. We have answers for it next turn. We'll quest our Sir Hiss. Quest Sir Hiss up to 10, and then we still have 1 more quest with our Ursula all the way up to 11, and then we can pass the turn. That's what we got going on. We're kind of full build. They're going to do 1 damage into our area. Weird choices. They're going to heal the damage with the Rapunzel. Probably should have seen that coming. That's my fault for letting them draw more cards. It really is, but I can send both of these back with Under the Sea. So we are going to do that. We are going to get to sing Under the Sea twice in 1 game with Ariel. That's 4 costs, and then we'll do it with Diablo. That is the other 3 costs. It's going to send both of their characters to the bottom of their deck. Adios. Don't mind if I do. And then we get to quest our stuff. We're good to go. And we're not even going to play Kita this turn because we want to save it to give them negative strength next turn. We're questing a whole bunch. There is 15 with game on board. Maybe we should play Kita. We're not going to do it. We're going to pass. We're going to win the game without playing the Kita. We get to draw a card. When they draw a card, don't matter if I do. It's another Kita. I definitely should play the other Kita. They have the Elsa. They get to exert a card and then challenge a card. They go for the Snake. And then if they could heal that Rapunzel next turn, they'd be good to go. We are going to quest for the dub, but not before we do all we can do. We should have done that. Never mind. Now we can't do all that we could do. We could have had them discard all their cards. Because if I sang We Don't Talk About Bruno, that would have gone hand and discard, and then I could have played this. And then they would have had to have no cards in their hand, and we still would have won. It would have been so funny. Ha ha. We play the You Have Forgotten Me. It gets rid of their Rafiki. We quest their Snake. We can quest our Snake. That's 18. We have game on board right here. Questing our Ursula and questing our Diablo, the Devoted Herald. That's what it be like. It's a standard Under the Sea deck. We're going to go again and see if we do anything different. I don't think we want to go first, so we are going to go again against the same deck. We're playing a mirror match. We're going to see if we can outsmart them going second. I played against the Under the Sea deck twice at the last regional that I played at, which was Seattle. And I went 1-1s with them. Ariel, Under the Sea is pretty good. I only need one Under the Sea. Don't need the rest of those. Probably should have kept the Surhis. Inkable cards would be good. They have a Diablo. That's a pretty good deal. We get a Diablo, that's a pretty good deal. We will ink Ursula. We need to keep both Bare Necessities to hit the shift. Oh, I should have just done it this turn. We get to look at their hand. They don't have Ursula. That's alright with us. I say that we just hit the shift right now, and then we'll pass. They quest. They're up at 2 ink. They have a Hidden Cove, and then they move it to Hidden Cove. Now we cannot take it out. We have a Ursula. We can ink, not Ursula, Ariel. Why do I keep saying that? And then we will play a Bare Necessities to see if we can get rid of one of their cards. We're going to be able to get rid of Sudden Chill. Don't mind if I do. That's a good deal. And then we will get to quest. Do we want to quest? We do want to quest. We should probably challenge into Hidden Cove. And then we'll pass. They can take out our bird. No, they can't. They're not evasive. We get to draw a card. When they draw a card, it's Ursula left to see it. They quest. They're up at 2. For 3, they play down their Pinch John, the good old PJ. We get the You Have Forgotten Me. But we can't use it yet. We're going to ink Ursula, play Ariel. We get to look at the cards. We get a Sudden Chill. Good deal. Now we can sing Sudden Chill to have them discard a card. Then they have less chances of discarding us. But then we're going to challenge a little bit of strength into this Cove. Put 2 damage onto it. I think we keep it for discard fodder. Like if they discard us, we'll be okay. But we have Under the Sea to wipe their board next turn. Yeah, like we just had to make that choice. When they draw a card, we draw a card. Probably should have done that first. Probably should have gotten that in our mind. That if we shuffle, we draw 2. They have 2 Prince Johns on board. It's scary, but we have Under the Sea, which is going to send them all back to the bottom of their deck. Just that easy. We hit the turn 4 Under the Sea. We are going to not play. We are going to sing Under the Sea with both Ariel and Diablo. That is the 8 cost that we need to send all other our opposing characters to the bottom of their deck. It's that good. And then we can ink Hey, You're Welcome. And then we can play Prince John. Like, surely that this won't be the scariest card we've ever seen. Right? Surely it won't be. We'll pass the turn. When they draw a card, we get to draw a card. It is Sir Hiss, which is kind of scary. They move it to the Cove. That gives it 4 strength. The Muse. Discard, 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 discard. Play, play. We have some weird options here. Challenge the Cove. We can play Muse, quest John, sing Sudden Chill, bounce John. Is that what we want to do? We're going to play Muse. We're going to quest John. Then we're going to sing Sudden Chill with Ariel. They discard a card. We have a Prince John trigger that we need to do. We draw a card, and then we have a Muse trigger to bounce our John to safety. Weird choice, but that's what we got going on. We can ink a card. Is it going to be Sir Hiss? You betcha. And then we will pass the turn. When they draw a card, we draw a card with our Diablo Devoted Herald. They get the best action card there is. We have to discard 2 cards. Do we get rid of John? And do we get rid of Muse? Yes and yes. Probably shouldn't have done that because John and then the action card. Looks like they're questing. We got our very own You Have Forgotten Me action card. We will get to take out the location with our bird. That does not stop the Sir Hiss from being able to one-shot the Ariel though, which is sad news. We can play our Diablo. We're not going to shift it. We're going to ink a You Have Forgotten Me because they're dead drawn. And then we will quest our Muse. Then we pass the turn. We don't want to quest Ariel because they can one-shot it with their snake. They play Ursula to get rid of our Under the Sea. We get a Sudden Chill. We will play... Whoops. Saw the starting word P and then just ran with it. They're questing Ursula. Questing their Sir Hiss. We know that they have Bruno in their hands, so we definitely want to discard that. We can discard it with Ursula, but we could also bounce them if we play Sudden Chill. Play our bird. Not shifted. We will play Sudden Chill. They discarded the Bruno. We get to bounce their Ursula. We get to quest the bird. Quest Ariel. Quest our Muse. And we'll quest our other bird. And we're not scared of the Under the Sea hidden because they don't have 8 ink and they don't have 8 cost singers to play with. We're going to be okay. When they draw a card, we get to draw a card and also draw a card with our 2 Diablos. They get to discard a card with their Ursula that we bounce back to their hand. That's just how the cookie crumbles. They're questing instead of doing the things. We get a Kita. We like that. We will definitely just play the Kita. We kind of need to make sure that this isn't an Under the Sea. So we will ink You Have Forgotten Me and then play Ursula. Need to make sure that that's not Under the Sea. It's Ursula. And we can quest safely because everyone's negative. Nobody will be able to challenge. Unless they pull an Under the Sea, then they'll be able to sing it now. And then we would be fully cooked because everybody's negative. But we'll get to draw 3 cards with our 3 Diablo Devoted Heralds out on the board. Next turn we could have all 4 Diablos. We have game on board here. We get to get 2 triggers from Diablo. They play a Muse. Luckily it wasn't Under the Sea. And then we should just be able to win the game now. We can play our Diablo just for the sake of having all 4 Diablos on board. We can play our Muses just for the sake of having 2 Muses on board. We can ink a Muse, and then we can prolong this by singing Under the Sea with Ariel and Diablo. Boom. All their other characters go to the bottom of their deck. That's 3. And that is another Under the Sea that we have successfully executed. The Muses can bounce stuff, but we are not going to do those. Oh, we can bounce Ariel. That'd be a great deal. And then this one, we could bounce nothing. And then we will go ahead and quest Muse and quest our Diablo, the Devoted Herald, up to 15. We get to do some more quests. That's another one, 16. This Kita quest for 2, that's 18. And then we don't secure the win this turn because we were selfish and played all of our cards. We go to 19, and then we pass the turn. We see if they draw an Under the Sea. We get to draw 3 cards with our 3 Diablo Devoted Heralds. They play a Muse. Do they have Under the Sea? They don't. And then we get a Kita. We can play our Kita. That gives them negative strength. We're not going to shift it. And then, yep, negative strength to everybody. We can play Ariel. She looks for a song card. Do we get it Under the Sea? We get a Sudden Chill. Sometimes you gotta Sudden Chill. And then we will get to sing Sudden Chill with Diablo. They have to discard a card. We get 2 Muse bounces, which we're not going to use. And then do we quest? Can we exert Diablos to draw cards? We can. We can ink a Sir Hiss to play a Hidden Cove. And we can't move anybody. And then we can sing Painting the Roses Red to exert a Diablo so we can draw more cards. We get 2 Muse bounces, which now we can bounce their Sir Hiss. Could we not bounce their Sir Hiss? Weird. And then we pass. We see if we get cooked. Do they have it Under the Sea? We get to draw 2 cards with our 2 exerted Diablos. They play Bare Necessities. They get rid of our Heffalumps and Woozles and bounce our Kita back to hand. We get a Kita that we've had in hand for a while. We will play her. Not exerted. We will do the trigger. Everybody's negative. We can ink a Diablo to play. Oh, we don't talk about Bruno. On the snake. We get 2 Muse bounces, which we're not going to use. And now we can move characters. Nope, we don't have ink to do that. We'll pass. We keep using our ink. They have a You're Welcome. They get to shuffle our card and we draw 2. I think we might be going for the deck out. We get a Bare Necessities. We will sing Bare Necessities with the Diablo. We get 2 Muse triggers. We can move characters to the Cove. Alright, moved all those to Coves. We can play the Ariel to see if we can get some more cards. Come on. We get a Bruno. Good deal. Inkakita. Pass the turn. We get to draw a card because we exerted one with a song. They have a You Have Forgotten Me, so we have to get rid of 2 of our cards. Can we deck out faster? We sure can. Can we lose this game? If we play 2 Johns, then we wait for them to put out a non-targetable character. A targetable character. Perfect. We can play the Bruno. Discard their bird. We draw 2 cards. The Muse trigger goes in to put the Ariel back. We can play our Ariel. She gets to look to see if we can get a song. We get a You're Welcome, which helps us out faster. If we ink Diablo, we can play the You're Welcome on an Ursula. Draws us 2 cards. We get a Painting Roses Red. We have a Muse bounce to bounce the Ariel. Helps us out. We can sing the Painting the Roses Red with a Diablo. It's going to give negative strength. We get to draw a card. We also have a Muse bounce. We can bounce Diablo. Nope, those are 3 strengths. We won't bounce anything. And then we pass. We're at 11 cards. We can do it. We can lose this game. We get to draw one with Diablo. They don't do anything. We need to find ways to lose. Bare necessities. We can sing with Diablo. That lets us be exerted. We get an Under the Sea that we get to discard from their hand. We get to draw 2 cards with 2 Prince John triggers. We're not going to use our Muse trigger. We have Ariel that we need to play. Play Ariel. She looks at the cards, see if we get a song card. We don't. Any other things to do? Nope. We will play Diablo and play Gita and play ours or his and ink a Cricky and pass. We get to draw a card because we exerted one of our Diablos. We get a song card. If we play the John, we could get really close. We can play John and then we can make them discard a card by playing You Have Forgotten Me. They have to discard a card and we should be able to draw 3 here. 3 Prince John's trigger. Draw a card. Draw a card. And draw a card. There it is. They have 2 cards left in our deck. We can lose next turn. We can do it. We will play Cricky. Everybody gets plus power. We can ink a Bruno. We can play an Ursula. And then we pass. We should be able to lose next turn. We weren't able to exert one of our Diablos. We draw a card. It's Ariel. We can play Ariel to see if it's a song card. What do we have left in the deck? Only Ariel. Any way to draw her? No. We can move. We can play the location. We can play... Oh, if it's a song card, we can get rid of it. It's not. It's Akita. We can play... Oh, this is it. We lose. We play that, and then we have 3 Prince John's trigger. There's Maze, but we're going to do it to ourselves. We draw the card, and then we have a Prince John trigger. It's a May, and then we lose the game by drawing a card. Dun, dun, dun. We did it. They still have 41 cards in their deck, and then we lost on our own terms. Thanks for watching. We put out new videos every day. This one was kind of crazy.